I'm at the top of a road called Ceylon, where, as you can see behind me, there are a lot of, well, there's blocked now by a van, but there's a lot of dumper trucks already clearing away the barricades down here. There have been diggers scooping up the remains of the tyres and the bamboo sticks, already taking them away, trying to get this road open and clear. Everyone, I think, breathing a sigh of relief now that this protest is over, that the leaders have agreed to surrender, and that this seems to have ended before the soldiers had to move in on the main rally site. But it certainly did get pretty dangerous down here at this end of Ratchadamnary Road in the last half hour to 45 minutes. A lot of gunfire, some very loud explosions. I'm going to bring in someone who was here as well. John Morales, you're a freelance photographer, cameraman here. Just tell us what happened when you were out in the park here.
Well, there was a firefight going on over in the park between the soldiers and some unknown people. We heard a series of loud explosions. I saw an M79 explode underneath the SkyTrain bridge. We were taking cover right across the street from the park, and we heard two more. I saw a commotion. I went across the street, and I saw that my friend, a Western journalist, had been hit by an M79 quite badly, and one of the soldiers, his arm was mutilated from that explosion.
And we're obviously going to hold back details of your friend because we haven't managed to contact his family, but what kind of condition is he in? Do we know how he's doing?
He's not looking very good. I was cradling his head. He's bleeding profusely from the back of his head. He's got wounds on his back and on his lower back, and he's got some shrapnel on his leg. He's in the hospital right now.
And how would you describe the ferocity of the firefight going on up here?
It's pretty intense. It's very intense. The soldiers were telling us to move back, but as journalists, you know, it was intense quite a while ago. There were a lot of gunfire going off, mostly from the soldiers, some from the other side, but it's really intense back in there.
And let's just be clear, the other side was firing back. You're saying the protesters were firing back. That's what we understood as well. It's very confusing to know where the bullets are coming from, but that's what you gleaned as well.
Well, I can tell you this much, Dan. The M79s definitely came from the other side. It didn't come from where the soldiers or the journalists were positioned. As far as the gunfire, there's a lot of gunfire. It's very confusing. I can tell you that I definitely saw soldiers firing in another direction. I'm not sure if they were being fired back on.
Thanks very much indeed for joining us, John Morales there, who, like us, was up this road, Ratchadamary, as these explosions were coming in. A very scary few minutes for all of us there, but as he said, it's very difficult to know exactly what is going on here because there's so many explosions and sounds of gunfire. Very difficult to know, but it seemed pretty clear there was a very fierce gunfight between the soldiers and these armed militants within the protest group as the soldiers moved up the street. Let me paint a scene for you, if I can, of what it's like up there now. You might be able to see there's I don't know if we can pick that out. There's an APC just parked there, an armoured personnel carrier that they'd used to smash through the barricades down here. It is now looking relatively secure here. You can see there are even municipal workers in those fluorescent tops walking around, starting to gather up all the mess. It is a real mess up there. The protesters set light to the barricades of tyres, which sent this huge plume of smoke over the skyline and has left a lot of debris and melted bus stops and phone booths and so on up there as well. So they're trying to already get this road open, clear away the barricades, and hopefully everyone, I think, hoping that things will calm down and this road will reopen and perhaps some sort of normality can return here.
Dan, as you understand it, what is happening now further up the road? Are the protesters going quietly? Are they being rounded up and processed, or what?
It's just too dangerous for us to go up there, Don. We went up as far as we dared, and then there was more gunfire, more explosions, so we pulled back. I have no idea what's going on up there now. I'm getting the news, as you are, through our colleagues, that the leadership of the Red Shirt movement is surrendering, but we've basically been stuck down here, unable to go up there. You can see there's a lot of activity here with them trying their best to clear it, giving me the impression that things are suddenly a lot calmer. We haven't heard any firing now for probably at least half an hour, I would say. So it appears at the moment things are calm. The big question is whether these mysterious men in black who have been shooting at the army, have they been captured? We've heard that some have been detained in the area of Lumpini. Have they all been captured? We don't know. And are there still protest gunmen out there, terrorists as the government calls them, armed and trying to take shots at the army?